the finale of the Fey Reflections mini-campaign. Today's campaign adventure will leave its mark on Erenel for the foreseeable future, depending on what the brave group of adventurers do today. You brave four. So before we begin, we left off after the four of you killed the Fey Touched Hydra. Is there anything you want to talk about or prepare before you ascend the spiral path that leads up to the throne of the Fey Prince?
Desecrated dragon. Well, I think we want to sort of figure out our approach.
Feys have big egos, right?
Yes.
Perhaps
Typically.
we can appeal to his ego.
Perhaps. I think it best to start with discussion and then leave violence as a backup plan.
I would be agreeable to that plan. Do we think he is the kind that would hear us out, though? It seems like he's pretty determined with his plan of creating new children of his.
I think it's deeply unreasonable that this Fey wants a family. Should be stopped.
Perhaps we could warn him of something. I'm not sure. What do Feys fear? Do they have fears?
Commitment.
Getting murdered.
I think that's everyone.
So far. According to my research.
I'll prepare for combat, because it seems like our best route is to just take him out before he gets more powerful.
It is a good backup plan, certainly. But it is best we hear him out. In the event, he is more reasonable than we think.
Do we see an entrance anywhere in this mountain tree thing, castle?
Yeah, so there's no entrance to it. Instead, you have to climb up a spiral path which like wraps around the mountain all the way to the top of the throne.
Oh, spiral path.
Time to go take a walk.
The four of you want to ascend to the throne of the Fey Prince?
Yeah, but
go for
while we're taking the path, can I just have my Flutterfluff fly directly up? Not super far ahead, but just to be aware of any oncoming dangers.
Definitely. So as the four of you start to make your way up the spiral path blanketed by violet thick growth and brush, the Flutterfluff, keep it a little distance ahead of you to spot any secrets or troubles that you might encounter on the way here. You get high above the pond here, and as you do, you approach at the top of the path a circular grove. And on the top of the circular grove, there is a large stone with a thick, stumpy tree which grows out from the stone. Lying atop the stone is a mighty Fey spirit which resembles an enormous wolf with green fur, but instead of fur, it has leaves and bark and vines that grow across the back. As you approach, you notice that on the top of this wolf, this Fey wolf, there is a crown made of edge and various flowers, violet flowers, that circle around the top of his mane. He looks over at you with almost a sense of confidence and just ease. Even though you approached him, he seems like you are not something that's there to threaten him, but almost something that's there to like conversate with him. So as you approach, he stretches up, stretching his back, his neck extending up to the sky, and then he's going to take a couple steps from the rock, and then perch down with both of his front paws leaning over the rock.
Whoa. Why is he standing up, huh?
I think he wants to talk.
Hello, Valyn, I presume.
I think it's a Prince Valyn.
Valyn, I presume.
Yes, I am Fey Prince Valyn. Please come closer, brave adventurers. For you have traveled far into an alien world to seek my counsel.
Yeah, something like that. We noticed some of your saplings in the material realm. And we came to see if there's something we can discuss regarding your choice of hosts.
Well, you see, the plane of dreams offers much. It is the last chance to truly speak to our father, the architect, Almadun. I am merely trying to bring the architect's children back to their father, a chance to bask in his memory beyond merely floating in his dream state during sleep, not even remembering the glories of his achievements. Now tell me, is that really why the four of you have come here?
I don't remember.
Your kin are a pestilence on those who live. We are here to remedy that.
You have a better way for the children of the mortal plane to meet their father.
I do not see why they would need to. The old and the dead are to be recycled anew.
This is a truth, but I'm not trying to get just anyone, dead and old, to come. I'm trying to get the young and the vibrant, the workers. Just a taste of his true glory. But it's not harmful, is it?
I mean, I think people are dying
Objectively.
in the creation of your children.
Objectively, it is very harmful.
Objectively, yes.
But don't they sprout into something more, and then they come here to me and they step through and they get to feel his presence, not just in their mind, but across their skin, through their lungs.
Shouldn't they have a choice?
A corpse that is feasted upon by a mushroom does not become the mushroom. Your kin are not them, but rather a parasite that feeds on them. A notable difference.
I must admit, I am not familiar with your mortal plane. I thought this may have been the best course of action to bring them into this world. Not only just bring them here, but bring them here in a greater state. I cannot fathom why someone would not want to ascend in such a way.
They're ripped from their family.
I
You
see.
seem to undervalue the individual.
So you're saying we need to find a way to bring their entire family here, not just individuals. I can do this.
If they lose their own being, the means by which they come here does not change the issue at hand.
Yes, I think the issue is that these people have their own lives that they'd like to lead in their own way. This rebirth that you give them is a robbery of their old life that they'd like to continue living.
I see. So, do the four of you believe that the life they are living is worthy of the children of Almadun? I wouldn't know. I ask dearly because, you see, I've only been left here in the trance. I am born from his self-conscious mind. I have never visited your world.
I know not much of Almadun, but I know of mortals. I consider their lives very worthy.
You see, my mother Manira and my siblings Belatharn and Thalion do not share my opinion on leaving the mortal plane to its whim. That is why I have been removed from the Council of the Summer's Dream. I just can't bear to think that there is such a place, a grand place created by the same being who created me, and not try to aid it in some fashion. But you are all telling me to just leave it be.
If you wish to aid it, there are other ways. Pulling the souls and bodies of the humans and even the other races will do nothing good.
And how will we show them such splendors that you can all see before you? And he gestures around to all the beauties of the trance.
There are some humans that can come here on their own will and power. They're not weak.
I would not consider the trance inherently more beautiful than the material plane.
I feel like
Each
you
contain a spark.
Well, I'm having trouble considering this scene as there is a being from your plane of rotting flesh which stands before me. Is this
He's
disgusting?
just sitting on this rock, not even looking the right way. He's looking at the party. He's like he's part of like he's an advisor almost.
I could turn this being's rotting flesh to bark, change the snapped sinew into vines, give him a second life.
I think an important factor here is consent.
I would argue he has already had a second life.
This is my seventh time being brought back. I don't remember. Wow.
Too many.
I'm very tired.
So you come into my plane, step into my home, and ask me to end my efforts to save you?
What you view as saving, many view as harm, attack, and violence.
Is there no other way you can offer salvation?
I'm not sure. I'm still very young by our standards. I'm the youngest of my siblings. It's just it's my mother. She would not even lift her hoof when the primal deity Huralfer, the ancient wolf, the deity of ambition, betterment, and retribution, came into the trance when he burned part of the wild to form his own domain. If it wasn't for the centaur, Sorak Tarim, and the ancient wolf's own brethren, the primal deity Thariel the stag, the trance would have burned into nightmare. I do not want to be like my family. I want to act when I can. So I must admit, I'm not sure the depths of the powers I possess from being created here in the dream. But I do know that I do not want to be like my family. So if you can offer me something, provide me insight on how I can act instead of just sitting watching from afar, I would gladly remove the children, the seeds from your realm.
Have you ever considered traveling? I know maybe you spent some time in the material realm amongst the people you're trying to help. You could better understand them and better find ways to actually provide aid.
I would love to enter the mortal plane. I need to find a way to leave the dream to do so.
Then, if you wish to act on this. Seek a way to travel, to increase your own understanding, wisdom. Perhaps then, a full grasp of existence, you may better act in protection and support of those who do not possess your power.
You, or are mighty. You come from a place that I do yearn to know about. Would you consider the four of you powerful beings from the mortal plane?
Well, I certainly think we've earned something to that effect, yes. And if we can successfully save this town, I would agree that we're pretty powerful.
I must ask, you control a massive amount of, well, power. What stops you from leaving this realm? Do you simply not know how to use it? There are humans that can bridge the gap between realms. I'm sure you can as well, with the proper training.
I do know how to send others to the mortal plane. I just haven't been able to, I guess they would say, wake up to enter another plane. I am trapped in the trance. Are you all... You seem wise for mortals.
Yes. Wise.
Checks wisdom stat. Okay, cool. Checks out.
Why not join me in my cause? Why not form a council with me together? Maybe others who would share in your vigor and power. You can lend me counsel that I will not make such a foolish mistake as you have all told me today. You could guide my claws. You could form our own court, one that would rival my mother Manira, and we can enact the change that we wish upon the mortal plane. And you can help me leave this place, or to make this place better.
Definitely gonna think on that for a sec.
If you join me, I
Honestly.
can grant you power beyond power. I can infuse you with the trance itself. I can make you as strong as my brethren. You accept my
I'd be
gift.
open to this offer, personally. I studied the Fey realm for almost my whole life, and to provide counsel to a Fey prince as yourself would be a life accomplishment.
Rico. Oh, you can go.
I do not know much of the Trance or the Fey. However, I have spent many mortal lifetimes observing mortals, living, the various peoples of Erenel. I would not be remiss to spend time learning here and to share my acquired knowledge and wisdom. I will
Two of
admit,
us.
You have been more agreeable than I anticipated.
Two of us come from the precipice of human knowledge as well. We could provide good advice.
That is true. If you wish to learn more of Almadun's creations and what we have done in the material realm, there's no better place to learn than at Krov.
To go through with this, if you all wish to join me, it is an undertaking, to say the least. First of all, you would pledge yourself to me, Fey Prince, and in return look to help make me a king. You would all have to forgive your mortal past and join me here in the Trance. You would still be able to travel, but we have much to do. It'll be a hefty commitment. And I would ask that you align yourself with my goals, which I have 3. And in return for this, you could help guide my claws from I dare say, my naive spirit into something more refined. My goals are this, which I would expect you to all adhere to if you would pledge yourself to me. Push back any remaining threats from Hrolfir, the ancient wolf. Take a more hands-on approach to better the children of the architect in the mortal plane. And to do so, we must unfortunately look to usurp my mother Manira in the River Court. And then finally, we should look to spread the teachings of my dear friend Gwenael, an archdruid who immolates the birds of prey to provide sight beyond sight. Gwenael is also allied with myself to find and end the ambitious ancient wolf Hrolfir. Those are my goals. Nothing that I think is beyond the realm of possibility or that you would consider harmful, I would say. But now that you will be giving yourself to our cause and to me, and in return, you would be blessed with a portion of my power.
To forget my past would be a great disservice, for it is filled with wisdom and knowledge.
Oh, you misunderstand. I'm not asking you to forget your past. I'm just asking you to say your goodbyes to the mortal plane and make the Trance your place of residence.
I have no living bindings on that plane. However, I think it best to discuss with my compatriots before making any major decisions.
I will be here on my rock when you're ready. after you discuss, please let me know what you decide. I will say, if any of you choose not to partake, and some of you do, the ones that have chosen to turn their back on me, I will not be so generous to them if they choose to stay. He walks over to the side of the rock. He gets under the tree here. He kind of curls up, lays down, and puts his head on top of his two paws and looks out away from you guys to the south at the pond. You get the sense too that from his vantage point, he could see you when you were in combat with his Hydra, his protector.
It's kind of funny.
Like he watched you and how powerful you were.
Just watched that happen. I just didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that Hydra. I didn't even like him.
Like watching the four of you, like, ooh, these guys are pretty strong.
And you were holding back.
I know, we could have impressed more. That's okay. Personally, I would like to,
go ahead.
you know, just state that whether you guys agree to or not, I will be agreeing to the princess offer.
Aye. It is an interesting proposition. Quite old now. But there's still much to learn in the world. Plus, I think we could convince him otherwise.
I mean, I know you were looking forward to retirement, but I don't know, I feel like the Trance is a nice place to relax. Maybe you won't have to work as hard as you've had before, while still providing advice from your many, many years of service.
Well, by the sounds of it, I don't think we'll have much mortal concern if we do accept this offer.
We risk to become as Fey. So
I don't think risk is the right word for that.
I do. In any case, I know not your worldly attachments. I, for one, am without them. I have been around too long to keep any. And I suspect that to guide a brash Fey Prince down a wiser, more measured path would be wise and interesting.
It also seems like he wants to aid in all of Almadoon's creations on the material realm. I think that's a very noble goal to try to aid in. That definitely helps my decision in saying yes.
It appears to me that he is well-meaning, but misguided. Far too sheltered to understand.
Badge, thanks for the follow. Hey, it's our 500 goal. Shout out 500 followers. Woo! Appreciate it, Sea Badger.
Right.
That's hilarious.
If you have any questions about what this means to you, can ask the Fey Prince Valyn, and he'll answer anything that you ask him.
Okay. I propose that we perhaps provide some conditions to our aligning with this prince.
What kind of conditions?
I believe before any significant moves be made, it would be best if he spent some time learning. For the primary issue at the moment with his plan was innocence and ignorance. Those should be repaired prior to future undertakings.
I believe my experience, Oryko's knowledge, and, well, your connection to wildlife could be very beneficial to his guidance. I'll look over at...
Now we all turn to see the one who none of us think would be very helpful.
Maybe he can get his memories back.
He looks very tired, oddly, despite being like a fucking mummy. And he hasn't been like that like at all up to this point. Like for the first time, it looks like he's actually just an old man.
Yeah. No dying anymore. He's just tired.
He just looks tired, old, and he's just like kind of enjoying nature. Just kind of looking out to it.
I think the trance is good for him.
Maybe you can reinvigorate him or something, you know?
Perhaps he could.
Or at the very least, this could be his final resting place.
Having witnessed his behavior, I don't suspect he will rest for a very long time.
So, I think we're all agreeable with the idea of joining his court, guiding him.
Absolutely.
Indeed. I think it would be deeply unwise to leave such an individual unguided, and it would be perhaps overzealous to strike him down prior to him having the opportunity.
I truly thought he would be more
do something of worth.
Arrogant, but he has surprised me.
I suspected of being much less agreeable. I agree.
He's almost like childlike is kind of what you pull from him.
He would be a good change for the Fey. I've heard only negatives from this plane and experiences that people have had.
I suspect that perhaps youth and change is what this plane could need. It is unlike our plane in that sense, that it does not change very often. That which does not change is often left outdated and surpassed.
First most, we need to request that he removes the seeds from his people that he has implanted.
I believe that is of utmost importance. Second is that he be willing to spend time to learn beyond his limited scope, to allow him to make more informed choices. For even a council of advisors is not at its most valuable when the leader is ignorant.
So we request that he free all of the entrapped people, and then we join his court in hopes to guide him to a better future. And to even rival the current Fey.
Oh, I think he wants to completely get rid of her. I think that's the impression I got anyway.
It is
Wow.
clear he intends to take over this realm.
In order to take over, he will have to first rival. I don't want to imagine how powerful his family is. They're much older than him.
Indeed.
This will be a hard battle in the future.
We will need probably more allies.
They will come.
If you're allowed to travel freely, I don't see it being a problem.
If this council can prove itself worth supporting, support will come. I have seen such things happen before, and they will again.
Should we get his attention now?
I suspect it is time to negotiate.
Mr. Fey Prince Valyn, sir?
He lifts his head up. Have you come to a decision?
Indeed.
He stands up, walks to the edge of the rock, then plops down like before with his hands, his paws leaning over the side of the rock, and he looks at the four of you intently.
We've come to an agreement within our group.
We would be willing to join your cause. However, we have certain stipulations that would likely benefit you in the long run,
I
but
see.
may seem restrictive in the current time.
And all four of you believe in these stipulations, I presume.
I'm gonna look to the others because I do.
I mean, I'm gonna look over at Nesyamun and then look back at the prince and just give him a nod, not wanting to verbally say yes.
I think he likes the trance.
Yes, this seems to be good for him. For one, he seems to have quieted down.
The
His
spa.
ramblings seem to have been limited. Our stipulations are as follows. If I have forgotten one, the others will remind me. However, as it stands, firstly, we would like you to remove your seeds from the people of the material plane, as previously discussed. That plan was flawed. Second, we would ask that you spend time learning and studying both the ways of this plane, Erenel, and the others, history and such, so that you may be wiser and more well informed on your decisions in future. I believe that is all.
Hey, Prince Valyn looks at the rest of you to kind of confirm that all three of you are in line with Icy Huckleberry.
I just nod.
I see no fault in these stipulations if you were to join my council. Pledge yourself to me and our cause.
I believe new growth could be valuable to the Trance. But if wild and untamed could breathe destruction, that is the main motivator for these stipulations.
I would agree to these terms. I will free the people that have been blessed by my seed, and I will listen to your counsel and improve before we make any rash actions. And in return, you will pledge yourself to the Fey Prince Valyn that I may become a Fey King and follow the goals that I have laid out before you. If this is agreeable, please come close and lay your hands atop my fur, and I will send us to a more hospitable place.
Ah, shit. Retirement was gonna be boring anyways.
Typical college professor.
And as
Is Nesyamun just like still sitting there?
as each of you put your hand on him, well, he's gonna ask each of you individually if you are agreeing as you place your hand. So he turns to first Icy Huckleberry. You agree that I will be your Fey King.
I agree.
He turns to Oryko, and you agree that I will be your Fey King.
Yes, I pledge my loyalty.
He turns to Professor Wilhelm, and you agree that I will be your Fey King.
I agree. Let's make a better Fey.
And finally he turns to Nesyamun Ramses Tarim IV, and you agree that I will be your Fey King.
Is he just asleep?
Does he answer?
You like nudge him awake?
Did he die?
Did he just collapse into the earth?
I had my fucking headset up.
Oh, that would explain it. We were wondering why you were so quiet for this whole time.
Yeah, I basically just said like he kind of wasn't paying. Oh, he was paying attention. He just kind of he seemed unsure about it, but kind of like looked around at the other three and just kind of nodded his head.
And you put your hand on the
Yeah.
Okay.
Just following suit.
With that, you feel yourself almost like lurch forward for a second as you're being pulled. You emerge in this this very large oak tree, and before you there's these wooden steps that reach
Oh
out.
wow.
Fey Prince Valyn has laid himself next to the chambers here. As you can, it's obvious that these throne rooms, these chairs, are not fit for the Fey Prince, but are instead meant for the council. And as you four of you lurch into this place, each of you choose a seat that you think is fitting for you.
Kind of like,
Hmm.
I like this one right here. This one's nice.
I kind of like this one.
Dum-be-dum-dum-dum.
Like the arrow really speaks to the ranger to me.
What is this? What am I looking at?
It's like a mushroom.
It's like
It's a mushroom.
Mushroom.
Oh, a mushroom.
I feel like the mushroom fits the dead guy.
Is that what? Is it just a mushroom tree?
It's like a big old toadstool.
So can I get some meta information just because I want to know, based on this stupid chair? Like, is this space shit gonna make me like mushroomy?
So when you do accept the blessing, it is going to turn you a little bit Fey, and you guys can each decide how it changes your
I
appearance.
need for like okay, so we do get it. Okay, I'll
You
take
get
the
to
mushroom.
pick the aesthetic.
You get to pick your
Okay.
aesthetic.
Yeah, I'll take the mushroom.
I guess I'll sit in this one. It's all grassy and stuff, so it fits.
Purely for cosmetic purposes.
Vibe.
So as the four of you sit down in your chairs, Fey Prince jumps into the little courtyard here, and he says, "2 chairs are open that we look to fill. Now each of you will receive my blessing." And as he does, It's almost like the some of the leaves from his fur start to fall off, and each of them float towards you. As they float towards you, they start to envelop you in like a whirlwind of vines, almost like a cocoon wraps around you. And then each of you will emerge, and as you emerge, you can describe like how your body's changed, if at all. It doesn't have to change. But I
How
think
do I turn a ball of grass into a more Fey-like?
you can be more Fey-like if you want to. You can have the same appearance. For the future reference too, since all of you have joined the Fey Prince's Council, it's logged in Erenel, so this is a council that's just been made, and you guys are gonna have decisions to make. The Fey Reflections campaign is not gonna be deleted.
Yeah.
The Fey Prince is gonna ask you for certain decisions throughout the phases of World of Erenel that you guys have to discuss. You can.
I was wondering.
Nice.
Question.
Oh yeah.
Will this fix his brain at all?
It will.
Would this? And this will. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you-
need to talk to you a lot after this.
We get to discover what Nesyamun was like.
We're gonna have to have a
His brain
conversation.
if you want, you can even change from a mummy back to like a human or whatever you were before.
I'm gonna keep him a mummy, but
Face.
I want to claim. I want to change his class, and I'm gonna be having a discussion with you about his background.
This is basically like a reset for your character if you want to change anything about it. You stay level 12.
Yeah.
But you
Okay.
get the benefits of the Fey Prince. And then he's gonna
Okay.
he'll talk to you about stuff like throughout the months as stuff happens. Like he's gonna so little spoiler, he already knows in the Oyudani jungles that there is a heart that grants power that can raise people to demigods. So he's going to ask all of you about how to like better go about maybe retrieving this item.
We're gonna have to hunt down the
Crazy.
Primal Rising
Which is the
campaign.
Tuesday group.
Just a bunch
We're
of
back,
level 12s.
motherfuckers.
A bunch of level 12s. We're gonna be taking that. What do you mean? No, we're gonna take that.
We're just
We're gonna
becoming
try
the
to stop
boss
you.
of that campaign.
We're gonna stop you. No, you won't.
I'll probably switch to a sorcerer.
Yeah, so whatever you guys want, there's going to be, I'll make an article for this council. I'm going to ask you guys to like name your council. And then
Oh,
to give me
man.
like a little description of your
Awesome.
character, and then it'll go on there. I can't use this
Sure.
art. I think I can use Oryko's art because that's Mid-Journey, I think.
I think so.
But I can't use anyone
Yeah,
else's
it
art
is
for the
Mid-Journey.
page.
No, we cannot use.
Yeah,
No, you definitely
give you
can't use
I'll
mummies
give you some
alive.
research, don't worry.
It's okay.
So over the coming weeks, we'll get to like your art set up, and we'll get your NPCs added to the world. And then
Nice.
It would be funny though, just to have one Mummies Alive cartoon character from the 90s, just like on there, like, hey!
Who even owns the rights to that? I'm sure it'd be fine. I'm sure
Yeah,
they
I
wouldn't mind.
don't think that made that much money. Not a
you-
well-known show.
How much would it cost us to use your art for our thing?
did you hear that, Ghost? The Ghost is in the chat. Yeah, these 4 council members are going to try to get that heart from you. Persuade
Have
you or
fun, guys.
otherwise.
You're fucking dead, bro.
Good news, Ghost. We're here to be your bestest friend.
I'm
as
pretty
long
sure
as
the
you do what you
professor can
want.
cast one fireball and the campaign's over for you.
See our 6 dinosaur.
That's right.
Do you guys want to go in order, like how you look after you emerge from the cocoon, or what you're changing? Do you want to?
Sure.
I'll let you guys go. I'll go last because I need to come up with some ideas.
You can go right to left then if you want. Or well, I can just go first. Professor Wilhelm, he's kind of still human. He looks younger though. His skin is kind of turned to like bark, kind of on like portions of his body. So like kind of his upper arms down to like his elbow is kind of covered with bark now, like bark skin almost. Except it's just like constant. His glasses come off, as I presume he actually has good vision now.
Hell yeah, bonus.
And kind of his white hairs fully come in now, and he's just like kind of full white hair, although he looks quite a bit younger now. He kind of like stands up, arches his back and stuff. Kind of, it's been a while since he's been like this limber. He's he was in his early 50s, kind of getting there in age. He looks pretty satisfied with his new power. He kind of drops his little like arcane focuser, which is what was like basically his artificer weapon. He kind of just holds his hands up and kind of uses like just raw magic for the first time without having to like cast through something.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
I can get used to this.
That's a cool switch going from the
Artificer to sorcerer now that you actually
Yeah,
can tap
so
into
you-
that ancient magic.
Yeah.
it's just your power now. That's a cool concept.
Rad as hell. Do like there's like a dryad. Artificer.
I think
sorcerer
I was
thing,
looking at the
rad.
Dryad or the Everfrost. I think it would be cool to have one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, both is
rad.
cool.
Okay, I have an idea now.
Okay.
Just who want to go from right to left? I can go next.
Sure.
Okay.
So Huckleberry sort of emerges. He's not wildly different. The plant matter, the sort of the leaves and stuff, no longer have a sort of natural look to them. They have a sort of iridescent sheen, and almost a pseudo translucency, as they sort of shimmer in a weird magical way, sort of otherworldly plant matter sort of fashion. The other thing is that on his sort of big apple belly, which you may remember sort of burst open to form jaws when he turns into his dinosaur forms, it's sort of the jaw, the mouth is sort of just there now. There's a sort of large maw that forms from his stomach that it typically stays closed, where it's not terribly visible, but can sort of open. Sort of as he comes out of the cocoon, it sort of opens up and almost yawns before shutting back closed. And finally, there's a sort of iridescent elephant spirit sort of floating around him, sort of in a sort of bluish color, translucent. So it comes to rest on his shoulder.
That's cool. Little throwback to the elephant.
Throwback to I don't remember his name anymore. Jeffrey, that's what it was. It's Jeffrey.
As you emerge, Fey Prince Valyn will give you a nod, Icy Huckleberry, as you stepped out of your cocoon. I'm gonna put these up to you. These are the Fey Prince's things that you wanted to do. And then the Fey Prince is going to look to Oryko as his cocoon is going to open up.
As Oryko emerges from his cocoon, I feel like for a lot of Oryko's human life, he really was looking forward to like becoming a Nalaman and transforming, and then with this additional transformation, I feel like it accentuated those features even more, but away from the elf-like to be more fey-like. And like you can see that his skin, kind of like Professor Wilhelm's, also transforms, not like bark-like, but almost has like a pine cone type structure, like a type of armor around like his shoulders, and then like just going down his arms and chest.
I think we lost him.
No,
Oh, still there.
Someone took him
you
out.
cut out. You
And
cut
his
out
mouth
for so
turned
long.
into a
He was getting too sexy.
Somebody
had to silence him.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good.
Where was it? I don't know when it cut out.
You were at Pinecone going down his arms.
Oh yeah, the pinecone skin just going down, and then his hair like has become longer and more like plant-like, but still has like that curly texture. And then his flutterfluff is just resting on his shoulder, but it looks a lot more natural there now.
There we go. So as you emerge, Fey Prince Valyn also gives you a nod, seeing that you've taken to the power granted by him. And then the last cocoon opens, and you all see Nesyamun emerge from the cocoon.
I'm so intrigued as to what he's gonna be like.
So, Nesyamun used to be like, he was held together by like copper wiring, essentially. Like would just go throughout his body like that was holding his like joints and shit together. That's still there, but now it's like intertwined with vines, just going out through his entire body. His left arm is no longer even bone. It seems to be made up of like different pieces of I guess just wood. I don't know what you would call it. That just make up like the entire, like each bone is like a separate piece of wood, like
cellulose.
Yeah, like it still functions like an arm, right? But it's made of essentially
Yeah, it just
wood.
fills your body
it's
in
like
with
plant
like
matter.
plant matter
Yeah.
and stuff. That's cool.
His left eye is gone. It's now replaced with a blooming flower. Type pending because I don't know flowers. He's got like he has like a lot of, it looks like almost grass now covering him, not fully but almost protective over like where his organs should be. And yeah, I think that would be about it. He don't have a whole lot of body to begin with.
So as Nesyamun steps out, Fey Prince Valyn gives him a nod, and you all notice that he's now emerged as this. He's not the decrepit mummy from before. He steps up.
He's like standing tall this time, as opposed to like normally being hunched over. He's not. He's kind of like stretching out his fingers, and he doesn't look lost anymore. Like he always had like this look of like bewilderment. And he always just kind of smiled and be like, "Yeah, that was great, whatever." That's like completely gone. It seems like he has a focus again, which is very odd for him.
The mind fog is gone.
The mind fog is gone.
I'm so intrigued as to what this man's who this man is, because he's not the man we know.
Where am I?
Okay, no, he is the man we know. Never mind. Nothing.
Oh, why is there a dog here?
He has a new focus. What?
What if it's all just a ploy to get power?
It's
So true.
slightly more focused.
Now that the four of you have been rebirthed in my image, a few things you'll notice, and there's much we need to discuss. One is I have agreed. I will listen to your wisdom and your teachings before we make any brash decisions. But I think a few things need to be said. One is we need to find a name for our council. Two, we have 2 seats that are empty and could be filled with allies. And 3, we need to pick our first course of action, be it to push back Hrolfr the Ancient Wolf, look to usurp the River Court and my mother Manera, or to help spread the teachings of Erenel, the Archdruid. I'm here to answer any questions as you discuss, and then as time goes on, I will hopefully learn and grow, as will all of you. So you can come up with a name now if you want to, or you can think about it and wait.
I think we need to sit on that one.
Yeah.
Like a name for the court?
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
court, you guys want to call yourselves? Like your little faction you just formed?
Gotta be plant related. They all are like nature related because they all are. Nice thing about like growth, new growth like that.
Court of New Growth. I kind of like
Court of
that.
the mushroom people.
Or New York's pretty good.
Court of new growth.
I'll define it if you don't want to, but I mean that's a pretty cool name.
But that we can keep that as our current sort of
Like a placeholder. Yeah.
That's a
Until we
better
come up
idea.
with something a little more with a ring, you know?
Yeah.
Second part is there's 2 chairs, which means there are 2 people that you guys can invite to join the court. You can invite anyone that's an Erenel player in any campaign. They would make a new character to join your court to be part of the decision making and whatnot.
Like as one of the
unfortunate. I
characters
had-
they're already
I had
playing,
such a-
or what does that mean?
So anyone that has the Erenel player's role, or anyone that you like are friends with that you want to bring into this, as a group, you guys can decide who would fill the 2 spots. So you could like ask don't know, like Nano or Ghost or Gold or
Okay, so not like actual like characters running around right now. Just
no, just
No,
like,
I mean,
yeah, like people on our
Okay.
Discord, in our community.
they could create their own characters.
I wasn't sure if we were about to have to steal other campaign characters. Yo, you. Over here.
It's like, it's nice that you were playing in the Tuesday game, but now
You're
actually,
playing now.
Yoink. You're gone now.
You
You're
thought you
actually
were
their
fighting
enemy now.
dinosaurs? Hell no.
You're their enemy now. Congratulations.
Yes, anyone you guys want to reach out to recruit to join your group, you could. You get 2 seats, and they both have like a little style to them that really doesn't matter too much. This is just art from Seppuku, but the idea is that they would help you make decisions. And this too is like there's not a lot of adventures for this part. It's just like major stuff from this point on with your characters here, unless something happens that you'd have to join into it. But it's more like decision making and discussions and like role playing and stuff.
Yeah, you know, like councils typically do.
Yep, exactly.
Sounds good.
Wait, cool. This would be so good. This is hype as all hell, man.
And then the last one is you have to pick one of the 3 directions and guide the claws of the Fey Prince. The reason that you're picking one of the 3 directions is it's going to lead to one of the next
Campaigns.
So it could be like
Heck
Haralfair is being attacked, so he turns around and like fights back. So there's like a lot of Haralfair stuff taking over. Or if you attack the River Court, that's a new like Fey campaign where the 2 factions in the Fey are fighting, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The wolf would be a good idea because then we
I
can build
feel like-
support.
Yeah, I feel like the wolf is a good idea first. If we were to go straight for the currently ruling Fey court, that would be a brash decision. But yeah,
'Cause then we could gain support for dealing with an actual threat.
I think
True.
the deal with the wolf and then perhaps Gwynel afterwards, as such we can garner a sufficient following to actually be able to go to war.
Who was the primal deity that combated Haralfir?
Ariel the Stag.
So maybe we should
Dumbass fear, man.
Can I get the deer
Line.
involved, man?
the deer.
Dumbass dare try to fight a wolf? What's wrong with you?
That deer pretty powerful though.
Got like
He won.
here's the Stariel stuff. There's 2 links. One's Haralfair the wolf, the other one's Stariel the deer.
There you go.
Ariel's with like centaurs and kind of that neck of the woods.
Some cool stuff we could do with future characters if we get him involved.
Yeah, the idea with Ariel the primal deity is he's the deity of like hunt, and he took the form of the deer because the deer is usually the prey, and he wanted to like change the idea of being prey. Those are the 3 things to decide on as a council and chat or whenever you guys decide. Then we'll get this
It's
stuff
gonna
set
be
up.
Great.
You've all severed your ties to the mortal plane. You can still travel there, but you've kind of severed any dealings back home since you've pledged yourself to the Fey Prince. And you will guide him however you see fit to guide him into the future.
Gonna be
Hell yeah.
taking him on field trips to old ancient ruins, teach him about history.
Come on, everybody, we gotta walk our dog.
Considering it's my specialty as an archaeologist, which I think is ridiculous.
If you wanted to
You're an
fight him,
archaeologist?
there's a couple of his moves if you guys were wanting to fight him.
Yeah, Huckleberry's an archaeologist.
Wisdom save, easy.
That tracks.
I'm dead.
Nice. Damn, I also failed.
Easy.
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 Couldn't
Damn.
be me.
Wiped first round. Game over.
This was his malicious presence.
Oh, this one though. Surely. Nope.
What's malice though?
I think we
Any-
would have been wiped if we did this, guys. I rolled 2-1 so far.
It's like his
Yeah, the
anger.
rolls have been really good.
Oh, that constitution would be bad for sure.
I think I just lose. I think I just die in this fight.
And I think it's for the best we decided to ally with him rather than.
this
fight
would have
man.
been the end.
Oh,
And you know-
wow, I don't like that.
This
Whoa.
time.
Whoa. Bonus action.
Damn.
Look at that poison
Half
damage.
damage though. Half damage though.
And if you fail that charisma save, he throws you into the mortal plane and you're just gone for a turn.
That's fucked up.
That's actually hilarious.
That is
That's
really
actually,
funny.
yeah, that is.
What if we just choose not to come back? Is that an option?
Yeah,
Damn,
you could
his saving throws
Cool,
are
awesome.
hard.
Like, all
My
right,
problem
I
is,
live.
man, I just
I
got
live.
myself out of that fight. Sounds like a plan.
That's right. Going home. Fuck this.
Tries to go home, gets sucked back into the trance. Motherfucker.
where are you going?
So
Thought I was done
personally,
now,
I really
actually.
like. You said that we can change our classes, right?
You can do like a full character creation. You just keep kind of your little bit of
I'm
who
just
you are.
kind of like. I like the idea that Professor did with like changing his like magic usage, because I feel like as a scholar, you know, that's not magic, but you ritual cast magic, and if it changed his like skills or levels in scholar to levels in like wizard or something, I feel like that could be a lot of fun.
That'd be cool. You thinking going wizard?
I feel like that's the most fitting, just because it's like a studious type of magical casting.
Mm-hmm.
The other option I was considering was part druid, but it seems we already have a druid in the party.
I mean, you always have the option of shaman as well.
Ooh, true.
If you want sort of a more primal, magic-y fella, shaman's pretty primal and magic-y.
Does shaman use wisdom for spellcasting?
Yep.
Let's find out.
Yeah, there wisdom.
Don't know why I decided to look it up. We have the guy who made it here.
Right.
Probably faster.
Yeah, I think I'd probably want to stay with. Spellbinder would be cool too, I guess. I don't know. Something with intelligent spellcasting, I think, is better.
Spellbinder's fun. Spellbinder's real fun.
Spellbinder's
I mean, he is already a ranger.
That reminds me, when you had said we could get someone to join, I was like, I have a very funny idea. But unfortunately, it has to be someone else, because I was like, I get Floop Dougal involved. Canon character Floop Dougal.
Wait, Floop Dougal, that king?
Currently he's a god of a very small group. Now make him a Fey lord. Start building him up. But I've got other ideas of how to make the Floop Dougal canon. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm working on it.
The four of
way
you
too
form your
funny not
council,
to.
become canon in the world. Is there any
Hell
questions
yeah.
you have about being under Fey Prince Valyn? I have something I'm gonna post here in like an hour on the Discord. I'll tag everyone. Kind of about the decision you just made and like the effects it'll have.
Do
Going
I get
forward.
legendary actions now?
Do we all get legendary actions?
Do we get legendary actions now? Was that the buff?
Great. I
Come
mean,
on, man.
I feel like really, now that we got Fey infusions, we should get some kind of
Yeah,
buff.
we should get
So
legendary
I'll let
actions.
You decide what that is. I mean, it'd be so funny if we got legendary actions.
You could get that. Pantsporn maybe.
No, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
I mean, we were reborn here.
You gain 10 hit points
Exactly.
and then have advantage on charisma and wisdom.
I feel like we could go. We can go over this. In
Yeah,
the,
but if he has
in the Fey
legendary-
reflections chat.
Should
That
make
Hydra
a,
had legendary actions and we
Maybe
killed his
Twitch
ass,
wants
so why
to be
can't we get legendary actions?
Yeah,
Think about it, man.
I mean, now mind you, the whole point of legendary actions is to balance out an action economy.
Yeah, but
If
we're
you
the
give
bot. We're
four
the
people
boss
legendary-
characters now, man. What do you
Give four
mean?
people legendary actions.
that's true.
Yeah, we're the
the
boss
exact
characters for
opposite.
other campaigns.
If you
Makes
guys go
sense.
like,
The
if you guys
exact
go off the
inverse.
wall and like make tough decisions that are harmful to Erenel, people could try to fight you.
Yeah, then we get our
I'd
legendary
love to see them
action.
try to stop us.
Yeah.
That'd be so
Mwahaha.
funny.
You guys would be the BBGs.
It'd be so funny if you done this after like a smaller campaign. Like just one of us be like, yeah, you go after these level 5s. Be so
Me and the professor could
interesting.
be like a hunting party. Hua, pua. Just sniping smaller campaigns.
so interesting. But
Funny.
you'll
Sounds
have to
cool.
wait and see.
So that's the conclusion of the Fey Reflections campaign. The mini campaign is now done.
Thank you for running
That
that.
was a lot
That
of
was-
Yeah.
What a
That
low,
was-
what a
really,
what a
really
low
cool.
combat campaign that was.
We
We
had-
fought one guy.
Yeah, look, guy.
2 fights, one of which we ended by
Thank God.
incapacitating and running away.
You know what I learned from this? Blood hunters fucking suck at later levels. I have nothing going on, man. I have a million things I can do, and none of them are useful.
Nano just played a card, and it's the Mighty Whisper card. So all 4 of your characters here, the heart is mine to protect you shits. It's an actual thing that just goes across.
That's excellent. Well, now we know where to find the heart. Now we know who to hunt down to find the heart.
Kill Nano. Destroy Nano.
Yeah, Blood Hunter is pretty bad at late levels.
No, yeah, you just get murdered
that's
so
like,
fast.
well, everything I have, like on the Hydra fight, it was like, oh, I could like fucking Curse of the Eyeless. Oh, he's hitting with such high numbers that it doesn't matter. It's like, well, what the fuck me, man? Like, it's like my main thing. It's just useless.
I mean, if we got into a big fight, what I was considering is when I wild shaped to polymorph you at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been the play here, but like,
that
fuck
could have
me,
been
man.
quite cool.
But you
Or I
can
would have
switch.
cast.
Switch from Blood Hunter to Fighter or whatever.
Platinum.
I
Barbarian.
want to see what everybody else does before
I mean,
because I want to do something like on theme, but I don't want to have like a party of just fucking druids.
yeah. Well, I mean, if Comet doesn't go full spellbinder, that could always be a good option because that's.
I was thinking like a fucking paladin of nature would be interesting, but
Oh, that'd be good. That's a good idea.
I think that would be really cool with the
just
mummy
to keep
aspect
like
too.
a front,
Yeah.
Just a whole lot going on over here, man.
I put out the Aegis yesterday. It's really strong defensive bubble paladin.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
There's the Locust song from Nano.
Do we have like a paladin that's like nature related?
Nano
Or is it just
made
gonna have
a
to be like fluff.
well, Nano made the Locust song, which is all about like cicadas and swarms and stuff. That kind of fits.
That'd be kind
You
of
could
cool.
take the
You're a
That
mummy.
fits the
Christmas
nature
spirit.
and with the mummies.
Ah,
I would love to.
Christmas spirit.
Yo, the oath of Christmas. I was Santa all
Christmas
along.
spirit.
You know, the
Yeah.
Christmas joke Santa.
That turns out Nesyamun was actually Santa. He just got
I was
confused.
Santa all this whole time. Merry Christmas, everybody.
That'd be
Santa
so-
is a fey creature.
Yeah, exactly.
right. It'll make
Absolutely
sense, man.
brilliant.
Makes sense.
Oh yeah,
Canon.
then say the Oath of the Ancients. That's a good when you can like theme to nature.
Yeah,
Nature's
Oath of
Wrath.
Allegiance
Yeah.
is
I like
typically-
the look. Sounds kind of fun
It's a
because like
classic.
it's the mummy aesthetic and kind of makes sense with
Yeah.
nature with fucking bugs and shit.
Yeah,
might
it's
be-
sort of. It's
Is that that's on the
Okay.
Patreon, I assume?
Yeah.
Or do I have to like go around looking for that?
Yeah, it's
If
on
you just pop
Lord Anvil too.
onto the World Anvil,
Okay.
it's there too.
I'll
But I
look
think
at
the
it
Locust song makes sense because like we're like a full Fey council. You are in the mushroom chair, the chair of decay.
I gotta-
You're
I gotta up
you're
my
a mummy.
charisma from 8 to something else.
Well, who knows? Maybe when you got
I'm gonna have to
resurrected,
move
when your
these-
brain got
move these
fixed, you
numbers.
got charisma.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna need to move some of these numbers around.
Yeah,
again.
you're just basically. I'll just give you a new character sheet.
Yeah. I'm
You're
pretty
just
sure
a
I
new
fucked this one
character.
up like a lot, dude. To be honest.
But yeah, I mean, you can be
There's
sort
some
of
weird shit on this one.
our embodiment of decay.
There you go.
Oh, we should each pick some like a rad title, like a Lord of X,
Ooh.
like
that'd be
Lord
cool,
of
yeah.
Decay,
Wait.
That's cool.
Lord of the Past. Something like
What if I
that.
change his name too? Like that wasn't even his actual name. It's just some
My
random
name's actually
shit.
Dave.
You remembered your real name?
I think I was
Yeah.
I always was
probably
the
some
first thing
made
I
up
saw when
shit.
I woke up, and I was like,
I don't know.
I
It
would
just
probably
sounded just
retain
about right.
most of my like human behavior, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe that Icy Huckleberry changes a whole lot. But I do think it would be cool and kind of make sense for us to each, as I understand it, we're now sort of Fey Lords of a sort. To
We
sort
are.
of take to get a sort of title.
yeah.
It'll be cool. We gotta figure those out, but this is gonna be rad, man. This is great.
Time to be lawful evil. 'Cause it was that all along.
I mean, you could go evil and steer the Fey Prince to bad shit if you guys wanted to.
I was always lawful evil. But when my brain was broke, I was chaotic neutral. Woo!
I'm Earth, Mist, Water, which I don't exactly recall. What
I don't remember what those do.
Valyrian-
I gotta look at those too.
I remember I picked them out to fit how I was gonna play the character when I picked them, but I don't exactly recall. I know like Earth is tradition, Mist is like creativity, and Water is like not
Mind-
killing
like-
orphans.
mindfulness and like conscious control of yourself.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. I knew that it was like it made sense when I picked him originally, but I have to keep using these until I remember what they all mean. Ain't that just the way of it?
But so that means you guys finished this last episode in an hour and a half.
Heck yeah.
Sick.
But it'll have lasting
Very cool.
effects. Dun-dun. So I'm gonna make a post here in about a half hour or so in the Erenelverse Discord chat. I'll tag everyone. It's where you guys can come up with a name. You can ask
Right,
two
cool.
players to join your group, and we'll solidify your direction of sounds like going towards Froffer.
Can't
Right,
wait.
That's right. Embrace war. Fuck the other things. Go to war immediately.
War.
But it's like, it's not war. We're just trying to push him out from the trance.
Yeah, war.
That's not like war. It's like housekeeping.
It's just a
housekeeping.
it's just a conflict, guys. It's not a real war.
I mean, it's not straight up going to war with the other Fey Lord.
We're just going to Vietnam, guys. It's not a real war. It's just a conflict.
Oh,
Special military operation.
Yeah, that's all it is. It wasn't a real war.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope everyone watching enjoyed it too. For what's coming, Tuesday group, they'll have the chance to reach out to you and roleplay, and they might be able to persuade you to do something different with the heart than what you might originally have been thinking. Or all fear
Yeah,
could be a threat.
Persuade, quote unquote.
We'll see.
just shows up. I would like to persuade you to
Give me
give
that.
me that heart.
Give me that
I don't
art.
want to. I don't want to. Well, that's unfortunate for you. It's a real shame. Loads arcane
Dang,
block.
that sucks. But
I'm sorry about this.
Command word kill. Go.
So I'm real sorry this has to happen. Transforms into large dragon.
Dirt, dirt, dirt. We also got the Tuesday game is back this Tuesday for Primal Rising, and the signups for the what's it called? The Battle Royal is going out next week too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You can, if you guys are in this game or any other games, you can just create new characters or the same character and dive into the Battle Royal.
I mean,
Show up-
honestly, if
show up there.
Oryko just dives in with his new Fey blessings.
I
Let me
need to
jump
know
in with
the-
my event power.
I need to know the story context of what's going on at the Battle Royale before I decide if Huckleberry feels like he should join.
So the Battle Royal
Sorry.
is Calvo the Bard Prince, the Primal Deity, is bored, and he was thinking about eating the heart, but he was persuaded by the Tuesday group not to eat it. So now he's
That's
bored
how we
looking
get
for
the heart.
something else.
We'll go win the battle royal. Then the heart is ours.
It's a Battle Royal. You drop down, and you pick a place where you drop, and then you like have certain squares. Each square is a combat or a puzzle or something. You get to the center as it closes in around you, and you can meet other
Oh, so
people's
it's
groups in the fight.
Just actually, huh?
Yeah, it's a real Battle Royal.
All right.
Great.
I thought it
one
was just
shot.
a big arena.
Yeah, it's a one-shot Battle Royal.
Fucking, where are we dropping, boys?
It's cool
Is
because
it as groups or?
so if there's like 4 groups that sign up of 4 players, everyone makes their party. But when you meet their groups, I play as the NPCs that fight you. It's the only difference. It's because of coordinating 16 people or however many would be like impossible. But
Oh, it'd be a
whatever
nightmare.
character
Yeah.
you make, like if they hit your square, I would fight as your character.
I want to make John Fortnite.
Interesting.
So if you make John Fortnite a gunslinger, I would
shit.
control your gunslinger and fight in the party.
Yeah, John Fortnite. Let's go.
So my understanding is that the point of that one shot is for everyone to make the most broken, busted Munchkin builds they possibly
that's-
can to let Brews just
That
absolutely
is,
kill each other.
that seems to be the idea.
It's a one shot. Or you can make them
Munchkin
stupid. You can
mode.
whatever you want.
Oh boy.
But there's also PvE stuff too. It's not just PvP.
I'm really hoping that. I'm looking forward to the future campaigns to create just. I need to either make Floop Dougal canon and important, or create some sort of ludicrous nonsense as usual.
That was fun. I'm happy to see that you. I didn't know if you're gonna go this route or if you're gonna fight him. But I'm happy to see that you guys decided to side with him.
He ended up being just a chill dude, so.
Yeah, I mean,
Just a
like
naive
we,
kid.
He was way chiller than I thought he was gonna be.
we were open to like talking to him. We're like, I mean, based on his actions, he's probably, and like based on what we've heard, he's gonna be like, we gotta murder all these mortals, and it's like, well, we're not gonna allow that. He's like, you guys don't think this is helping though? It's like, no, dude, no, it's not helping.
That's half damage, baby. I was meant for this fight. Live forever.
It was possible to come. It would have been tough, but it was possible. Hey, thanks for watching,
Yeah.
everybody. I won't keep you any longer, so you guys can get to your stuff on a Saturday. Hope you enjoyed it. Look out for that post here in about a half hour to an hour of what's going down. We'll catch everyone up in the World of Erenel.
I'm off to go listen to sea shanties.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Got a sea shanty festival.